I'ma keep it a bean. Stick to the script, every scene. This from last year, but they clean. Say to say, I'ma take something else, but it's winning team. Charlie Sheen, fam gang, the regime. I'm from Piney Green.
What's goody, Shellitronnn here. You can call me Shells, and I'm back at it again with a brand new video. And I'm gonna keep it a Bowberry biscuit. It's with great sadness that I find myself having to talk about ex-player and clown DeAngelo Williams once again in a video. Now, to give a little bit of background around here, I'll give a little, just a little bit of context here. I've always liked DeAngelo Williams. I thought that him and Jay Stu were probably one of the better 1-2 punches at running back of all time. We've seen a lot of really good 1-2 punches in the past, and even recently, even right now, there's some really good 1-2 punches at running back in the league. But I always felt like D. Will and Jay Stu had something that was really cool because they weren't really, either one of them, they weren't really household names. They were kind of guys, so if you watched the Panthers, you knew about them and you respected them. And they always put up really good numbers. They were always respectable in that sense. But ever since D. Will got dropped, ever since D. Will really stopped performing, gave him that contract, and he forgot what football was, he's been extremely salty toward the Panthers. Now, part of it was that, okay, people from the Panthers front office didn't go to his mom's funeral, and he felt some type of way. And he's been feeling that kind of way for several years now, even after JR sold the team, and our old GM, whose name I will not mention, has moved on to the Giants now. He still feels like the Panthers organization, even though there's no one in the organization who was there when he felt disrespected by them not coming to his mom's funeral, he feels the Panthers still owe him an apology rather than the people who didn't show him the respect he thought he deserved. I don't understand what all that's about. He's ripped into the team several times, but very recently, once again, I think this was either yesterday or 2 days ago, he ripped into the team again for some clownery. He said on First Take that he felt the team was disrespecting Cam Newton and the quarterback position by making the playbook smaller for Kyle Allen, giving Kyle Allen less responsibilities, making Kyle Allen only read half the field, or making the offense more running back friendly or more running back heavy. And he said that the team made Cam Newton make reads. The team made Cam Newton go out and win games for him. The team made Cam Newton have a lot more responsibilities in the offense than they did with Kyle Allen. And my only response is, duh, what do you think? You have to be the stupidest person in the world if you don't understand that a guy who makes 50 times more than another guy, a guy who was drafted #1 overall in 2011, after winning a Heisman, after winning a national championship, after being obviously one of the best quarterback prospects in a while, they're going to expect and want more out of that guy than a guy who wasn't drafted, who's basically a rookie in the league, who got put into the offense after the starter went down. And when you have a really great defense and a generational talent at running back, most teams, most coaches, most people are going to tell you, hey, backup quarterback guy, stopgap kind of guy who's not nearly as talented as our starting quarterback is, we want you to manage the game and just not lose games for us. We'll let our defense and our running back win games for us. On what earth? Now look, I'll say this right here. D. Will has forgotten more football than I'll ever know, most likely. But this is probably the stupidest thing I've heard out of the mouth of a football player not named Johnny Manziel, Baker Mayfield, or Antonio Brown. Okay? I've heard very dumb things out of players. I mean, even go through just about any Cowboys player, they've all said some stupid things. But D. Will has to be the dumbest dude on earth, or he feels like he's found a very thin, low-hanging fruit of a topic to get mad at the Panthers for once again. It makes no sense. He said he's mad at North Turner. He's mad at Ron Rivera. For what? For either one, not giving Cam Newton less responsibilities, or two, not giving Kyle Allen, the backup quarterback, more responsibilities. It makes no sense to me. What do you want? I mean, he even mentioned in his time on the show that he said the team made Cam Newton make plays with his legs. Is he saying he wants the team to call quarterback draws and design runs for Kyle Allen? What kind of stupid opinion is that? Kyle Allen and Cam Newton are two different people. You don't see the Saints running the same kind of scheme for Drew Brees as they would for maybe Lamar Jackson. A successful team with a smart coach game plans with their quarterback skill set in mind. Unless DeAngelo Williams believes in his heart that Cam Newton and Kyle Allen had the same exact skill set, whatever he's saying here is irrelevant, stupid, and an obvious, thinly veiled attempt to just rip on the Panthers for no apparent reason at all. It sounds like he's kind of mad that Kyle Allen has had some kind of success. He sounds a little madder than Cam about this, because Cam, from what he's been expressing publicly and whatnot, seems to be very happy with Kyle Allen's success. Now, obviously, Cam would rather be the starter. There's not a single quarterback in the league who wouldn't rather be starting. The team is winning and it sounds all good. It's cool and all, but everyone wants to be the guy that causes the team to win. Everyone wants to be the reason. Everyone wants to be the starting quarterback. We know what's going on in Cam's mind right now, but at least he's being supportive of Kyle Allen. This man, D. Will, is making the stupidest points I've ever seen, and it's obvious he just feels more salty from the organization, an organization full of people who did nothing wrong to him. What does he have personally against Coach Rivera and Norv Turner? That they're not calling the same offense for Kyle Allen as they did for Cam Newton, when you also have to remember, this O-line hasn't been the best, but it's been better than what Cam's been dealing with the last few years. This defense, it was good in 2015. There's been pretty good years for the defense, but over the past 9 years as a whole, it hasn't been this good as it's been this year. And with the team becoming more run-heavy, has the team ever had a running back as good as Christian McCaffrey? Was D. Will even half as good as Christian McCaffrey? I won't get into that, but hold up. For the longest time, wasn't the team a very run-heavy team? In fact, during most of Cam's career, hasn't the team been pretty run-heavy? Did he forget that for the majority of Cam's career under Mike Shula, the team was a very predictable run-pass team? 2 runs and a deep fade up the right side every single drive? Did he forget that? I highly doubt that. This man obviously follows the Panthers. He's doing analysis on what he sees the Panthers team running, so he knows what's been going on. He was a part of what was going on. He knows what the identity of this team has been for a long time, and he knows that when you have a backup guy, a guy who's not your franchise quarterback, you ask less of him than the guy you drafted #1 overall. Now, did the team ask a lot of Cam early on when he didn't have very much to go with? Obviously. But you can't blame the team for using what they have now, even though it's a different quarterback. We didn't have Christian McCaffrey. We didn't have a great defense. The O-line wasn't as good as it is right now. So we couldn't use them and depend on them the same way we're using and depending on them this year. We had to depend on Cam to get us to those places in previous years because we didn't have the same weapons. We didn't have the same firepower before. Now with Kyle Allen, he's allowed to manage games and to just take the defense gives him, be a one-read kind of guy. And let's be honest, last year, for the most part, Cam was managing the games. It was a one-read, then down to Christian McCaffrey. We have to be honest about what we saw last year. Watch those games and tell me Cam was going through multiple progressions throughout all the games. There was definitely plays and drives where he was going through to his 4th look. But for the most part, it was is my hot read open? No. Christian McCaffrey's right here. Give it to him. The offense last year was pretty run-heavy. Did Christian McCaffrey not get very close to 1,000 receiving yards and 1,000 rushing yards each? So tell me just how much the offense has really changed between this year and last year. DeAngelo Williams is a salty, misguided. I don't want to get too hard on this man because obviously he feels some kind of way about the team not coming to his mom's funeral. But dude, you have 2 choices. 1, get over it. Or 2, ask for an apology from the people who actually wronged you. One's in New York and one's somewhere. I don't even know where JR lives right now particularly, but you probably have his phone number or have some way to connect with them. Ask for an apology from the people who owed one to you. Don't get mad at Norv Turner for working with what he's got. Do you want him to call QB draws for Kyle Allen? Do you want Christian McCaffrey to sit on the sideline and not get runs and not get passed to What does D. Will want from the team right here? He just wants to rip on the Panthers, and all people will hear is, whoa, an ex-Panthers player is talking bad about the Panthers? Maybe the Panthers will do something wrong, because let's be honest, no one really cares about the Panthers outside of the Carolinas, outside the fan base. So it is what it is there. Overall, D. Will just makes himself out to be more and more of a clown every time he opens his mouth. Bro, I'm sorry. I'm sorry the people in place when you were there did not come to your mom's funeral. But stop being stupid. Because no one cares anymore. No one cares what D. Will has to say, bro. We do not care what you have to say. Most people don't even remember you. People who weren't Panthers fans back then don't know who you are. And most folks outside the fan base don't care about Panthers news. I'm going to keep it real with you, bro. They don't care about the Panthers, and they don't care about you. So stop talking. There's not much else I can say here. D. Will is a clown, and he is ranking up there. He is getting up there in his clown levels. He might reach Master Clown, and he might have to go ahead and Prestige one time for the one time. I've heard enough out of D. Will, and every time he opens his mouth, he proves more and more. He has no smart things to say. He just wants to rip into a team full of players and people in the front office who have nothing to do with the reasons he's mad. As simple as that, man. So I got for you right now. I'm going to link the article in the description below. You can see that. It was a post from the New York Post. Kind of a trashy magazine. But if you watch the clip, which is also linked in that same article, you can hear what he has to say. Let me know what your thoughts are on what he had to say. The scheme with Cam and Kyle Allen. Should it be different? Should it not be different? Thoughts on D. Will. Did I go too hard? I don't really care, honestly. Either way, man, let me know all your thoughts in the comments below. And you already know to do with that like button.
Cheers to you, appreciate the chance. Been told y'all I been the man. Been told y'all I had the gift. Tell a friend to tell a friend. Real ones gonna recommend. Count this as another win.